You are listening to Reality Time of the Champion Sound, BigUpRadio.com with MC Typhoon and Selector Curious. We are incredibly blessed that we have on the phone with us right now, Tony Rebel. Tony, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and talk with us right now, man.
You're most welcome, man, and give thanks to be on the program.
Yeah, I know you have an incredibly busy schedule, especially in this upcoming Sierra Nevada World Music Festival coming up. But before we get to that, man, tell the people a little bit about, where you grew up and what got you started in this music business.
Well, I grew up in the central part of Jamaica, which is called Manchester. It's deep rural part on the Carpenter's Mountain. Very beautiful, lush green and wonderful atmosphere, but less musical facilities. So I had to move to Kingston where all of these facilities were. And I actually grew up around most of those music houses and musicians that you know of. I was in Kingston with amongst Sugar Minott. I went amongst Donovan, Germain from Penthouse. I went to Capitol Records, did hit song with Queen Latifah called We Can Love, and all of that is history, and I've toured the world and everything. That's it.
Yeah, man, so talking about that, and you have been through so much and you've had such an incredible journey. It can be said that you were a true student of the craft, starting with your early days, with sound systems like Out of National and Railroads, to becoming the truly, really recognizable international phenomenon that you are. Talk a little bit about that journey, that process.
Well, the process was from about 14 years of age. You start at school where you perform at a school's concert, community concert, all the functions that happen in your community you were on. Sound system like Thunderstorm, that was one of the first sound systems that I was on, Rally High Power, and then Destiny International, Red Rose. You move from sound to sound, which one was popular at the time and which one could take you along the popularity journey. And then I take it a step further when I entered like JCDC popular contest in Jamaica, in Manchester, and I won 2 consecutive years. Came to Kingston, but I did not play. So it was a long, hazardous and difficult journey, but with the law of success, which is called determination, my stick-to-itiveness kept me going, and I give thanks for my achievements.
Yeah, man, definitely. So now I'm getting to, some of your current stuff. Well, actually, not even current. Like, Tony, I gotta say that I grew up listening to you ever since I got introduced to this music. And, talking about, like, Chatty Chatty, we used to listen to Sweet Jamaica driving, when I was going back to and from school. I mean, one of my favorite albums, where your Tony meets Garnet Silk. But there's one tune, Tony, that I just have not ever been able to find. And you gotta forgive my singing, but it goes something like this. It seems like World War III is upon. And where is that? Where can I find it, Tony? That is by far, out of all your tunes, that is my favorite tune. Talk about that.
Yeah, I love that song. I love it too. That was a song I used to do on the sound system when Iraq and Iran used to be at war in those days, and Israel and then Palestine were fighting in those times, and every time it seemed as if something is going to happen in the Middle East, and it seems like if that should occur, then the whole world would be in trouble. So I came up with the idea, and I was doing it on sound system until I came to Kingston, and Fatis Burrell on the Exterminator label, I did it for him, and yeah, man, I really like that song too.
And what's amazing
I think it's on a compilation. I don't remember the name exact, but if I get a hold of it, man, I've done so many songs, but that is one of them I look for you. I make that a promise to fulfill it.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And it's amazing about that tune is it holds so true even to right now. of what's going on.
Well, that's it. A lot of my stuff are very prophetic, and it has been that way for a long time, even when I did not know that was happening. Like, for instance, in 1994, I did a song called Teach the Children, and the lyrics is, be careful what you teach your little children, make sure it's not something to hurt them. Mind what you say to my sister. She could be the next Prime Minister, and the next Prime Minister of Jamaica was a woman. She's now Portia Simpson, and she always said, oh, you're a prophet, Tony Rebel. That's the prediction to my throne, because you said my little sister would be the next Prime Minister, and and I've done that all the time. A lot of my songs, when I listen to them, they actually inspire me. It's like, it's not me who even wrote these songs, you know what I mean? It's like I'm an instrument that they came through, but that's life. Once you put yourself in the right place, the atmosphere and the universe will deliver what it wants you to do, because I see myself as an extension of the universe. It uses this talent that it gives to me to do what it wants me to do, or what it wants me to do. So, it's a part of the thing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So in the current time, your current project that you did on with Penthouse on the conversation rhythm. Talk about that tune that you got going right now, the Dogs and Pussy.
Okay, that song is in the musical landscape in Jamaica, where I've been doing Rebel Salute for like 14 years, and I've been just traveling all over doing shows, and I haven't been putting out like 20 records, and so you could call it that I had, I was just schooling and watching, growing up some young talents, but a lot of them, when they come into the business, they try to hustle it and try to deal with it a way where they don't take responsibility of nurturing the roots and the tree. So it's all about them who is just doing things to dispose of the music, doing disposable music. It's all about them. Those who speak about gun dogs and pussies, you know?
Yeah. So you balance them. You got so much on your plate, but you're also, you being, the phenomenal solo artist that you are, but your Flames label, you do that. How do you balance those two?
Well, it's about time management. We try to manage our time properly. We have time allotted for different areas, and I consider myself a multifaceted person where I can write, I produce, I promote, I sing, I DJ. I am a poet if you want me to. So I am a social activist. I do a lot of community work. I wrote a song once for United Nations when they had the International Year of the Volunteer, and it was chosen to be that #1 song for the UN, where I went to the United Nations Hall of Assembly to perform it, where Kofi Annan and the Prince of Spain and Zambia President was there, and it was well received. I also am the president of Artists Against AIDS. I work with UNICEF and the Ministry of Health, and to sensitize the people in the Caribbean about the dreaded disease AIDS and so forth. And we also do community services where we go to the most volatile areas and talk to the people the youths who are dealing with guns and drugs, and try to get them to change and so forth. But it's all about the balance. It's all about managing my time well, and sometimes it gets a little bit overbearing, but I give thanks. I still have the energy to do what I have to do.
Definitely. Well, we all appreciate it, folks. This is Tony Rebel on Reality Time on the Champion Sound, bigupradio.com. Tony, as a social activist, and with the plight that we see a lot of our, young kids, especially in all the inner cities around the world, what do you think, as far as a movement to really get people involved? There's a lot of the disease that's taking place in Africa, a lot of the guns and stuff that are happening over here in the States. What do you think, as a society, we really need to do to get people to really understand what is taking place?
Well, it's all about education. It's to have the people sensitized about what is happening, because they are really naive, and the powers that be are responsible for a lot of these atrocities that we face, because they still advertise that cigarette is good, the one that is not so harsh with nicotine. They still advertise all these alcohol. They don't teach people how to eat properly. They don't encourage the family unit. They still discriminate. They're telling people to have peace within themselves, but the leaders are sending soldiers to war, and it is just about people not a lot of them, they are not aware, and those who are aware don't try to get the unaware to be aware. So it's all about education. There should be more money pumping into education, more into health, and to teach people about health, because it makes no sense you just you spend a lot of money on researching about diseases and trying to cure it. We want to prevent all of these things, because most things that are happening to people are man-made. We indulge ourselves into these activities that produces these atrocities. So if people are educated and people take heed and accept instructions, this place can be better. One thing is that all of the people who are more fortunate must try and help to alleviate poverty, because poverty can help to breed all of these things. And the leaders, if you're a leader, you must expect to set good examples. You must expect to help the people who you are leading. You don't even have to just lead them for them to look at you, but put them in a position to lead themselves. So give them that individual power so that they can help themselves, and let it start from home, from a home to a community, from a community to a whole city, and from a city to a country, and it will inoculate the world.
Absolutely, folks. Tony Rebel, this is
Rebel
right here. Tony, so before we kind of wind things down here, you will be in Northern California for the Sierra Nevada World Music Festival that we are so eagerly anticipating next week. You are one of the names that we are anticipating.
Well, definitely it will be my first time, and I'm sure that Sierra Nevada musical greed and need will be fulfilled, because whenever we perform, we make sure that we satisfy our patrons, and it will be all guns out, and I'm talking about lyrical guns here. I will be all out for you when I come there. I'm having a busy schedule in front of me, because I'll be in Sierra Nevada, and I'll be leaving, and I'll be heading for Europe to do those festivals there for 2 weeks, and then I go to Canada, and then I come back to Jamaica, and it will be an interesting summer. But Sierra Nevada, you'll get the first piece of it, and trust me, the first cut is always the deepest, and you'll be getting another fine lady who is the daughter of Derek Morgan, and Derek Morgan will also be a show, and she's in Africa, and she's from Flames, my company, and you're in for a treat. I'm telling you, it's gonna be hot.
Folks, you're hearing it here. This is Tony Rebel. He will be in Northern California for the Sierra Nevada World Music Festival. Tony Rebel, we want to thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. This is an international show. We know you're going to be doing the festivals in Europe. Do you want to say one last word for Tony Rebel to the people, to the world?
Okay, the first thing I want to tell you is that check my new album out. It's called I Rebel, and Queen Africa new album, it's called Fire Mama. I want to tell the world, though, that your motto should be stop fighting darkness. You can't fight darkness. But if you create a light and shine it in darkness, then the darkness will go away. And once you have life, you must keep her beside you. I am having a wonderful relationship with life, and we don't have an intention to be divorced. And I think everyone should really try and have that. The world is a beautiful place. Let us keep it that way. Let us keep the environment clean. Let us understand about global warming. Let us help our brothers and our sisters who are less fortunate, and let's have a peaceful and a wonderful earth.
Folks, you heard that here. Tony Rebel, humanitarian, artist, legendary Tony Rebel right here. Tony, thank you so much. With your busy schedule, it's an honor to sit and have this conversation with you.
And it's an honor to be on the program, and one love to all the listeners.
You are watching Scratch TV channel on YouTube.com.